What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series talk show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today it's time to count down the top 10 missing Star Wars The Black Series accessories.
Yes, we have been talking about the best accessories. We have talked about the worst accessories. So now, naturally, we are talking about the missing accessories, like the biggest instances of like, wow, I can't believe this figure didn't come with that.
Mm-hmm.
So hit like, subscribe if you're new. We're always talking about the Black Series here on the channel. This isn't really in any particular order, Nate, but Go ahead, hit me with our first pick.
Alright, so we'll start things off with Moma Nedan's staff. Moma is a deluxe figure, has a good amount of reuse.
True.
I feel like they could have packed it in, especially now we have the TVC version, which came with the staff and the blaster,
right?
And all sorts of goodies.
I made this little diagram here with the Kenner all the way on the left. And if you look at the Kenner, you'll see the E11. We got the E11, but TVC got the Kenner, Power of the Force, and Saga Collection representation with theirs, with the staff and the weird-looking blaster.
Right.
That is really cool. And we just got our cups. And I'm like, I love cups because it's a bar, and you could always use more cups, but we definitely needed that staff, or the blaster, really.
Honestly, both.
Yeah.
Honestly, we needed both. Moma's staff, I feel like, is essential. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Next is actually a super recent, we don't even have this figure in hand yet.
True.
It's a great figure, but it is coming with bare bones as far as accessories, and that is Han Solo, the new figure. And all you have to do, Nate, is compare this one to the orange line figure, the most noticeable missing accessory being the gloved hands.
Yeah. Now, these days, Black Series are definitely pretty light.
True.
When it comes to accessories.
True.
So was I honestly expecting them to include the gloved hands and, by extension, the Stormtrooper belt? No. But at the same time, if the original figure that came out all those years ago included it, you should be able to include all that stuff again. That just blows my mind. You couldn't just do a new run on the hands?
And it's so
and
iconic.
The belt?
It's so iconic. It's so 77 Star Wars.
Right.
I'm going to miss it this time around.
Definitely. Now, in a similar fashion to Moma Nedan, this next pick is another example of TVC getting better accessories than Black Series.
Balance the scales.
Balance them. We're talking about Count Dooku because we are sorely missing the lightning effect hand.
Just one singular hand.
That's all you need. That's the kind of the iconic shot from Attack of the Clones,
Yep.
you know, just with the one hand.
And I'm pretty sure in Clone Wars he only ever uses one hand. That's kind of like his shtick, similar to his lightsaber style and his form of lightsaber combat, which I think is Form 2. That's like the fencing one, when you mainly just use the one hand. But we just needed one. We did get the swoosh blade effect, which was a first in the line, and that's really cool. But I'm pretty sure the SH Figuarts also came with one hand, the one lightning hand. So we needed that in Black Series, because this figure is better than the SH Figuarts.
It definitely is.
But we needed the Force Lightning hand, especially now that it's so commonplace. Like, they just re-released this figure, actually, in the Revenge of the Sith packaging.
They should have packed it in there.
Yeah, we could have used it this time around.
Definitely.
Moving into the Bad Batch, we are going to pick Tech's data pad.
Ooh, not once, but twice.
Right. This is a character, I mean, it's in his name. His name is Tech. He's the tech guy. In any stereotypical group of soldiers in fiction, you're going to have the hacker, the, tech guy.
Right.
And he always is fiddling around with his little...
Bro's straight up an iPad kid.
I mean...
He's always on it.
Yep.
But for real, in the seasons that Tech is in Bad Batch, you see him nonstop playing with his games. He's probably playing Temple Run.
He
or
probably
Fruit
is.
Ninja.
He's not even doing anything meaningful. He's just messing around. I guess you could also include the goggles.
True.
Because at least in the first season's figure, he just has a regular, like, it's a tech head, but he's always seen with the goggles, even when he removes his helmet.
Right.
So that was kind of weird on their part as well. So you could include the data pad and the goggles with this. But more so the data pad because they made the Season 2 look of this figure. And he comes with like little tools and gadget gizmo things. But it's like the most important one is the data pad.
Right. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Aldani Mission Cassian Andor figure. This one does not come with the E10 blaster that you see him use and everyone else use in the Aldani arc of Andor Season 1.
Right. This was an interesting moment because this has to do with the Imperial Army, which was a very interesting look because stormtroopers are part of the Imperial Navy. I'm like 99% on that. Please correct me a million times over in the comments if I'm wrong. But yes, they are using the E10, which is like a blend. To me, it looks like a blend of the regular E11 that stormtroopers use and then like the Scarif Stormtrooper blaster.
Yeah. It would have been really cool to get this blaster. We don't have it at all in the Black Series. And once again, with this figure literally being 95% reuse, we couldn't get a new blaster.
Yeah.
Just a new blaster.
And even with the reuse, they made it pretty accurate, too. Like, he has, like, the correct leg armor, which the TVC doesn't have. But, like, then you just get the pistol.
Right.
Just the pistol?
Would have been so much better with the actual E10 blaster, since that's primarily what we see them using.
Right. We've been talking about this figure a lot lately. It's the Endor Rebel Soldier.
Are we one step away from doing a blunder on this figure?
I think we are. Because this figure, I'm not even going to punish it about the faceplates that don't fit from Hoth. I'm not even talking about the gray on the knee. I'm talking about the lack of the poncho or just the jacket.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Han Solo Endor from the Heroes of Endor set comes with it, and Luke, and Leia.
That's what boggles my mind. Obviously, when you Google, like, Endor Rebel, you get that one photo where it's all the troopers and they're all lined up, and literally every single one of them has a jacket on, or a trench coat, or a poncho.
Funny, what's funny about that is the one that visibly isn't wearing a jacket or a poncho is the older man.
Right.
And it's like, they're like, oh, let's, include that old man face. It's like, I know your little mental gymnastics that you're doing, Hasbro.
But this figure just continues to honestly be disappointing, especially as time goes on. The lack of customization available with the figure for the deluxe price. It was just, what happened? How did we go from the Hoth Rebel to the Endor Rebel? How is the standard figure that was released years earlier
$20.
$20 significantly better, has way more customization options than the deluxe figure that came out years later.
$34.
Mind-blowing how they fumbled the Endor Rebel so hard. The jackets exist. They already exist. You just got to have the soft goods person at the factory whip them up real quick. Or however that works.
These next two are like some of the most frequent suggestions because we collaborate a little bit in the Discord. So let's talk about Morgan Elsbeth's lack of any accessories whatsoever. It's a very popular thing to say she should have came with a spear. However, that was a different look in The Mandalorian. The appropriate accessory for this figure would have been the map.
True.
The spherical Ahsoka series map, and maybe the different hands, like the magic when she activates the map.
Yeah, absolutely. For her to just come with nothing at all,
that's crazy.
Is so uninspired. At least at the time, you could technically just throw in the suggestion for the spear because, like, oh, we didn't know about the map ball or whatever. Because more likely than, well, actually, we know for certain the Ahsoka figures were rushed as hell.
Oh, true.
So it just goes to show you how rushed they were. They were so rushed, they literally couldn't even think of anything to include with Morgan Elsbeth. So they said, put the C grips on her and get her in that package.
Which is such a shame because she has like one of the best photoreal likenesses.
Yeah, she looks good.
She's a very good looking figure.
You know, all you gotta do is buy the Morgan Elsbeth, then buy the Marvel Legends Scarlet Witch from the MCU, then take the hands off of her and put them on Morgan Elsbeth, and now you've spent $40 making the $20 figure look reasonable.
Good night. The other one that is it's like always in this same conversation is Mon Mothma, because she's sort of infamously like, they're both women characters specifically too.
You get nothing.
You get nothing, and then they come with literally nothing, which is absolutely insane for an action figure. Like,
right.
What is this? Like the Hero Collections thing? What is that called? The 3 3/4 inch?
I think that
Epic Hero series,
Heroes, something like that.
This isn't the Epic Hero series, even though those come with accessories.
Yeah, those actually come with like 3-4 accessories. We are so cooked.
Mon Mothma should have came with a glass.
How simple would it have been to just give her I know the cup is a meme, but just give her a cup.
Because it's so prevalent with her character because she is a senator, and there are so many party scenes or like get-together scenes where people are casually drinking, whether it be on Coruscant or Chandrilla in Season 2. And I know that this is more her Senate look, but just screw it. Just give her something. Like, give her anything.
Literally, generic data pad.
Yeah.
A fancy glass.
Right.
A blaster. Just put something in the Death Star plans. Why didn't they just...
They hit her with the Galen Erso treatment.
That should be Hasbro's go-to move. When they don't know what to include with a figure, just throw the Death Star plans in there. No matter Morgan Elsbeth, Death Star plans.
Goodness. It's honestly unacceptable on Hasbro's part to release any Black Series figure with 0 accessories. That's crazy.
That's facts. Now this next one is going to be a nice broad stroke here. We're going to be talking about common sense soft goods. Things like Ahsoka the White's poncho. Balin and Shin coming with their robes the first time, not the second time.
Kit Fisto getting repacked in a Revenge of the Sith card back and having his cloak on in the profile image on the box art, Nate. Or even something like Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yeah, I mean, countless Jedi in the almost all the PT Jedi in the line don't have their robes.
Right, because like Plo Koon does, at least, and then they like technically like Ayla Secura's never seen wearing robes, so she gets like kind of a pass.
Sure, but
there are so many.
Anakin, Obi-Wan.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot. And I think Jedi should come with bare minimum, the lightsaber, and their robe. We see the Jedi robed so
100%.
often, especially the main characters. Especially when, what kind of really bugs me about Kit in particular is they added, the swooshing effect to Ayla, her re-release.
True.
So they're adding stuff to re-releases, but they couldn't make the robe happen for poor Kit.
Which... Like, we have McFarlane out here doing wired soft good cloaks and robes and capes on $20, $25, $30 action figures. If McFarlane can do it, Hasbro can do it. I don't want to hear anything about budget and licensing. Cough up the money if you're going to have this license.
That's facts.
Like, don't just act like, oh, poor me, poor Hasbro.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. You choose to renew the license. Pony up cash.
Make it worthwhile for the adult collector fan base that clearly these days is driving the Black Series.
Mm. And lastly, this is one that probably upsets me the most out of anything on this list, I think.
Well, yeah, especially now with the release of a certain figure.
Yep, it is Anakin Skywalker from the Phantom Menace not coming with his pod racer helmet, which is perhaps, Nate, one of the more iconic, icon images, like shots from the movie.
100%.
Anakin pod racing with that helmet on. I don't understand how they could just give him a backpack with one little hit of gold paint on it.
Yeah, the fumbling of Kid Anakin is legendary. And it stings even worse now that we've got Sebulba, and Sebulba's got his pod racing helmet.
True.
So how cool would it have been if Anakin got his pod racing helmet, and then you could have them together on the shelf, both with their helmets on? Because as of right now, I don't know about you, but I'm actually displaying Sebulba without his pod racing helmet on, simply because Anakin doesn't have his pod racing helmet on either.
That's interesting.
So it's more of a Streets of Mos Espa kind of scene going on.
I mean, that's fair, because Anakin should have came with a backpack would have been like the lowest thing on my list of priorities with Anakin.
Pod racing helmet, random tools. How about the Naboo Starfighter helmet?
That's a good one too, and that's a whole other helmet. I mean, it clearly could have just done both helmets. That would have been cool, because that's also a big part of the film. But I think when I think of Phantom Menace Anakin, I think pod racing.
Right.
And that would have just been a perfect accessory to include. I mean, this was on like merchandise back in 1999. Like, I just feel like it's so iconic.
The Pepsi machine, bro.
Right.
The Pepsi machine.
Right. So this one is one of the more egregious omissions where I'm just like, I can't believe he came with pretty much nothing. There's also like barely any paint on the figure. He could have been dirty, and it especially stings when right after Anakin we got an entire wave of skeleton crew figures, and Brutus is a 100% brand new sculpt. There's paint all over him. He comes with 5 weapons. Every child character, the 4 child characters, all have uniquely sculpted backpacks. They all have their flashlights and like other accessories.
Yep.
So I'm like, they're jam-packed, and Anakin just gets left in the dust, and that's such a disheartening trend to see like the new Disney media get treated with such high regard and like such like they knock it out of the park. And then poor little Anakin, he's not a slave, he's a person, and his name is Anakin.
But for real, they did Anakin dirty, and it sucks. It's a bummer. And Sebulba coming out makes it even worse, because Sebulba's so awesome. He's got all the paint, he's got his helmet.
True.
Come on, Hasbro. And that's all we've got for you on this week's episode of Figure It Out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. If you are in a position to help support us directly, we do also offer a couple different channel membership tiers. Check those out in the description down below. And while you're there, click the link to join that Discord.
Join it up.
That one is totally free. You just got to make an account, and then you can get connected with us and other like-minded members of the community. Of course, we got to give a special shout out and a huge thank you to all of our current channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching. I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you next time on Out of the Basement.